In this edition of Back in History, we're discussing the trial and execution of Mamman Vatsa. It was on 23rd December 1985. It was in the middle of the night. Everywhere was quiet. A lot of people had gone to bed. But Mamman Vatsa, a soldier, an avid reader, a poet, a writer, was in his study at his residence at Roman Street, Ikoyi, Lagos State, Nigeria. His wife, an Efik woman who later took the name Sophia, was in her bedroom watching television. The children had all gone to bed. Mamman received a telephone call that Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida had sent for him. Mamman left the study and entered the bedroom to inform his wife. The wife protested that it was too late in the night and that Mamman should phone his boss to shift the meeting to the following morning. Unknown to Mamman and the wife, immediately the call was made to him to meet with IBB. A detachment of fully armed soldiers was deployed to move toward his residence. As the debate with his wife was going on, the soldiers arrived at his residence, led by Lieutenant Colonel UK Bello. Mamman Vatsa's residence was immediately surrounded with armored vehicles and military vans. A cloud of fear engulfed Vatsa and his wife Sophia. All was not well, and the signs were pretty obvious. Life was never going to be the same again. The soldiers came into the compound and instructed Mamman Vatsa to follow them. The exact destination was unknown to Mamman and the wife. The exact destination was also not disclosed to them. Sophia insisted that if the soldiers would take her husband away, then she had to follow them. Sophia was a good driver, and she insisted on driving Vatsa in her own Peugeot 404. Seeing that all was not well, and that he might not return home anytime soon, Mamman Vatsa insisted that the children should be woken from sleep to enable him hug and kiss them before embarking on the journey. The children were woken up and Mamman kissed them one after the other. Mamman would never have this opportunity again. The journey commenced with Lieutenant Colonel UK Bello leading the convoy. Sophia and Vatsa were driven in their vehicle, and at exactly 2 a.m., the convoy stopped at number 7 Cameroon Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. Vatsa was ordered out of the vehicle. Mamman Vatsa turned and gave his wife a hug that was to be the last forever. He told his wife to take care of the children. Sophia, the wife, returned home. Sophia later learned that her husband was implicated in a coup said to have been planned to overthrow then President Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Mamman was later taken before a special military tribunal where he was tried alongside 16 other military officers for treason and in particular for plotting a coup to overthrow Babangida's regime. Mamman pleaded that he was innocent. The military tribunal was headed by Major General Charles Ndiomo and also was assisted by Commodore Murtala Nyako. Murtala Nyako later became the civilian governor of Adamawa State in Nigeria. The tribunal sat at the Brigade of Guard headquarters, Lagos. Mamman and the other persons were from there detained at Krikri Maximum Prison. While at Krikri Maximum Prison, Mamman sent a note to his wife saying, "Sweetheart, Do not beg my friend Babangida any further. Take care of the children. I know it is not easy, but God will help you. At the tribunal, Mamman pleaded that he was innocent of the allegation, but the special tribunal pronounced him guilty as charged and sentenced him to death. While most people thought that Mamman will not be executed by an administration headed by his bosom friend Ibrahim Babangida, others also reasoned that having been arrested, locked up, tried along with others, and eventually pronounced guilty, anything was possible. Indeed, everything was possible. Mamman was to be executed by firing squad. Emissaries were sent to Babangida to no avail. Mamman was a poet and a writer. He authored several poems and was very active in the literary community in Nigeria. His ordeal thus attracted three leading Nigerian literary icons, Chinua Achebe, John Pepper Clark, and Wole Soyinka, who went to the Dodan barracks to plead with Babangida for clemency. Minutes after leaving Dodan barracks, the news broke that Mamman Vatsa and 16 others had been executed. Mamman was executed on the 5th day of March 1986. When he was to be executed, Mamman requested that his wristwatch and wedding ring be handed over to his wife Sophia as a constant reminder of his love for her. Completely shattered, Sophia Mamman Vatsa, an Efik woman from Calabar Cross River State, moved her children from Lagos together with her belongings and returned to her husband's home in Kaduna State. She lived in penury and used to travel back to Calabar to get food items for the upkeep of the family. She also engaged in petty trading and farming. Sophia saw the children through schools. Haruna, the first son, graduated from the university and was employed in the government house where he served as protocol officer. Fatima studied medicine in London, while Jibril studied law. Aisha, the last born, is a US-based pilot. At the time of Mamman's trial and execution, General Domkat Bali was the defense minister, and it was his responsibility to constitute the special military tribunal for the trial. It was also his responsibility to announce the execution of Vatsa and others to the world. In a later interview granted by Domkat Bali in 2006 to The News, a Nigerian newspaper, the retired General Domkat Bali stated on quote as follows: "My regret is that, up till now, I am not sure whether Vatsa ought to have been killed, because whatever evidence they amassed against him was weak. But my only regret is that I could not say don't do it. I am not so sure whether we were right to have killed Mamman Vatsa." The said interview was published in the 22nd May edition 2006 of the said newspaper. Sophia, who had always maintained that her husband did not plot any coup against Babangida, was highly elated when she read the interview granted by Domkat Bali. She however lamented that her husband's body was never released to her for funeral and closure. She wrote letters to then President Olusegun Obasanjo to open an investigation into the killing of her husband and to also prosecute Ibrahim Babangida. None of these was done by the Obasanjo administration, and it is not clear if it will ever be done by any other administration. Born in Bida in the then northern region of British Nigeria on 3rd December 1940, Mamman Vatsa was a high-ranking military officer in Nigeria. At the time of his execution, Mamman Vatsa was a major general. He was in the crop of early military cadets trained and commissioned into the officers' cadre for independent Nigeria. Mamman attended Government College Bida from 1957 to 1962, and upon completion of his studies, Mamman proceeded to the Nigerian Military Training College, Kaduna, in December 1962. At that time, the Nigerian Military Training College was yet to be accredited for the commissioning of young military cadets, and it was the practice for the Nigerian government to send young cadets to foreign military schools for completion of their studies. Mamman was sent to the Indian Military Academy, and upon completion of his studies, he was commissioned as second lieutenant in the Nigerian Army. Mamman returned to Nigeria and served in several military capacities, including instructor at the Nigerian Defense Academy, Principal Staff Officer, Army Headquarters, Commander of the 30th Infantry Brigade Ugoja until 1975, Commander of the 13th Infantry Brigade Calabar until 1976, and Brigade of Guards at Dodan Barracks, Lagos until 1979. He was later posted as Commandant of the Nigerian Army School of Infantry from 1979 to 1983. Mamman Vatsa also served as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. He was also a member of the Armed Forces Ruling Council and member of the National Council of States. Mamman was a trusted ally to President Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida until his execution in 1985. Mamman Vatsa and Babangida were childhood friends. They were both from present-day Niger States of Nigeria. They attended Government College, Bida, where they were classmates. They both attended the Nigerian Military Training College, Kaduna. They were both sent to the Indian Military Academy by the Nigerian government for completion of their military training. They both returned to Nigeria and served in several capacities in the military. As later narrated by Mamman Vatsa's wife, Sophia, and I quote, "There was a special relationship between Mamman's family and Babangida's family." She narrated further, "When we got married, I thought IBB and my husband were of the same family. The two of them wore the same size of dress and same size of shoes. IBB would drop his dirty wares in our house and put on my husband's wares. When IBB traveled out for further military training, he, IBB, would always entrust his children and wife to the care of my husband. My husband mounted the horse when IBB and Mariam got married, and also bought them their first set of furniture from Leventis on hire purchase. IBB was also my husband's best man during our wedding. This is how close IBB was to my husband and how close my husband was to IBB." Many years have passed since the execution of Mamman Vatsa, but the story surrounding the arrest, the trial, and the execution of Mamman Vatsa will continue to engage the minds of historians